Good evening, good day, whatever time of the day or night it is for you. I'd like to greet you in the name of God, the Beneficent, the Merciful. This is my first vlog I want to introduce you to. I'm going to be calling it GEECHEE Lion's Journey. There may be a handful of you out there who have heard of GEECHEE Lion or GEECHEE Lion music. I am a musician, and I have been an active musician for the past 3 years or so. When I was much younger, I was active in music, but then there was a long hiatus where I did not do any music. But I won't be getting into that tonight. But just so you know, now that I am an active musician, I've released, I believe, 4 albums over the past 3 years. I've released about 12 singles during that time as well. And I've released music under the names Imperial Brown and the Million Seller. And I've released songs under Imperial Chi. I've released songs under Chi Lion Soul. I released 1 song under GEECHEE Lion. And I also released songs under the Passport Brothers. I've released songs under my own name, which I use Anwar as the artist name. And then finally, as of last week, I've released music under the name Master G Lion. Master G Lion. And Master G Lion represents, I guess you would say, hip hop, rap, that type of music. So I just did that. A little bit of explicit language, not much. But I want to introduce you all now to GEECHEE Lion's journey. And when I say my journey, my life journey, my experiences here in America, growing up, being in America as an American, but probably more so I'm going to be talking about my journey within the past, I want to say 5 to 10 years on up to the day, especially the past 3 years. And I want to concentrate on this period of time because it was actually within the last 2 or 3 years that I began to make a determination that I was tired of the rat race and the hamster wheel and working for someone else and actually just trying to survive and I'm not living. I've been surviving. Generally have a very negative opinion of America and my time here. I believe it's hell, death, and damnation. That's what I believe it to be, and I believe, just like another a YouTube vlogger that I follow, his name is Calvin. Hope y'all don't get mad at me calling his name, but he basically said that when he came to the Philippines, he came crawling, and that he said that he felt that if he had not left America, that he would soon die. And actually, I feel the same way that he does, maybe for different reasons. So I made the determination, and even more strongly as the weeks and time passes, that I intend to move to the Philippines. I'm planning to retire and move to the Philippines as my permanent residence for the rest of my time here on this planet. If I did not say so before, obviously you can see I'm a Black American. So that means that's significant. And I'm 63 years old. My 64th birthday will be coming up, God willing, in August. So I would be looking to leave America shortly after my 64th birthday. So with that being said, I want to get into the subject matter for my first. I'm not going to get into it tonight, but I'm going to just set it up. I have been more and more active on Facebook within the past year, couple years. I've been quite active promoting my music, sharing my philosophy, sharing advice that I've received and what I think would be valuable to those who consider me to be a friend, a family member, a Facebook friend, somebody that they see value in for whatever reason. Now, I also know that I probably have had trolls and haters out there and people that just wanted to be nosy, you know, just to see what I was doing. Probably people that mean me no good. I understand that. And I understand that absolutely with me stepping out here doing this vlog, starting with this vlog. I don't know how often I would do vlogs. I'm surely not planning to do this every day. Maybe once a week, it depends. My subject matter, again, is probably going to be mainly music and somewhat a reaction or my viewpoint of my journey as it relates to America and my anticipated move to the Philippines and my response to that. As regards the Philippines and my relationship to it, especially the past couple years, I would say there's about 15 YouTube vloggers that I've been following over the past 2 or 3 years. Some I was following and then I stopped following. Some of them I've been following them for a year, some 2 years. Some I used to follow maybe a couple years ago or a year ago, and now I'm not following them. But I consider the time spent listening and watching the YouTube vloggers as educational. And I'm pretty sure there are thousands of men out there, American men, who believe the same. They consider it as an education. It's not only an education, it's an escape from the rat race or the hamster wheel, or in some cases, pure D hell that many men are suffering here in America, especially when you consider how it relates to male and female relationships. Something very, I think, terrible and tragic has gone on in America in the environment between male-female relations. You know, the rise of feminism, which I consider to have been toxic as far as toxifying the atmosphere between male and female, men and women. And this has been going on, I think, starting, I want to say, maybe 40, 50 years ago. I think it started. I want to say it probably started in the 60s with the women, quote unquote, women's liberation movement. But what that has morphed into is the I don't need a man syndrome, or I hate men syndrome, all men are dogs syndrome. And then also within that time frame, you had the rise of, or the advent, or so to say, the upbeat of, I want to say, Pook and Ray Ray society. So you had a lot of men that really did women, treated them very unjustly, used them for sex and got them pregnant and left. Sexually abused women, beat them, mistreated them generally, and usually this was something that was done to a lot of young women at early ages, maybe in their teens, and what that happened when a lot of that happened, their response was, I don't need a man, let me try to get my education, get my own job so I can make my own money, so then I don't need no man and all that kind of stuff. But a lot of that, again, is kind of went, uh, I guess, a little too far in some areas, to the extreme. Um, and another thing that's kind of come up that you have is the rise of, men being looked at as, if you're a nice guy, quote unquote traditional nice guy, which I consider a nice guy is a gentleman. But in America, for the most part, if you act like that, you're seen as a simp. That's a negative, I think, word that people are using now, a simp, or a fool, basically, for treating women with respect, or, wanting to do things for a woman to have her to like him or to win their favor or what have you. I've been a fool. I probably could say I've been a fool. I've been a simp as well. Probably there's a whole lot of other men out there that's watching this, and a whole lot, probably, if I was to guess, 30 or 40% of the men who regularly follow these Filipino vloggers, a high percentage of them, maybe about a third, would be considered as simps or fools because, what they went through, what happened with them, with their significant female in their life, whether they married them or whether it was a girlfriend or what have you. And of course, a lot of those that are looking now, they were married. That means they're not married, they got divorced. Such as I. And I would say I've been divorced. I've been divorced now about 5.5 years. So like I say, circumstances have arisen here in the country for me and several other men who have somehow found out about the Philippines as a country and about Filipinos as people, and they kind of have developed a reputation, especially looks like it's really exploded here lately. As for me, it's, I've been familiar with Filipinos probably for about 30 years, so I'm not going to say this is something that I'm a Johnny come lately at. It's just that I've never dated one, but of course I can say I wish I had, and I wish they had been around when I was looking to get married. But I digress. Let's give me a little background on me. Again, I'm college graduate, graduated at the age of 20. I didn't have a girlfriend until after I graduated from college. Matter of fact, I met the only girlfriend that I ever had the day before my graduation ceremony. And I remember it quite well. I think the date of the graduation was June 15th. How about that? Which happens to be my mother's birthday. That's also the day that I Hung Up on My Baby last year. I released that song, which is it's not a remake, but it's original music was by Isaac Hayes, and I put lyrics to it. I released that on June 15th. Upcoming, look into June 15th this year, 2023. I'm going to go ahead and make this announcement. The few of you who have been following me on Facebook know that I made an announcement that I'm going to be releasing something on around June 15th, June 16th. So I'm looking to do that and rolling that out. So you're looking at 3 weeks from now about that is looking to happen with the will of God, with the power of God. But I want to say that I'm starting this vlog, and again, it may be once a week, once a month, just when I feel like doing it. And my intentions with this vlog is promote my music, share my current experience as an American looking to make the transition to retirement and to being an expatriate, as you call it, an expat, retiree living in another country and moving out of America. But my first subject matter in this particular vlog, GEECHEE Lion's Journey, is I'm inspired by my most recent project, which again I'm looking to roll out June 15th, June 16th, somewhere around that time. And the subject matter is whom I consider to be the top five Filipino vloggers out there. At least the top 5 Filipino vloggers, in my opinion, that I hold in the highest esteem. And a couple things is happening with that. About less than 2 months ago, I wrote a song, and the subject of that song is, my regard for Filipinos, how I may have pictures of Filipinos on my wall, or I might have images of a certain Filipino on my shirt, or on my hat, or on a coffee mug, or teacup, something that I am showing, I guess, my adoration, if you will, or respect for Filipinos. And the name of the song, I'll go ahead and tell you that, is I'll Tell You Who She Is. And the reason why I got that title was my mother, some relatives, some co-workers, some strangers, my masseuse, my regular masseuse that I've been seeing her for about 8 years. All these people ask me this one question. They say, who is that woman? Who's that girl? Basically on your shirt, on your hat, or whatever. Who is that? Who is that woman? Who's that girl? So that's the basis of the song that I wrote, which is called I'll Tell You Who She Is. And in conjunction with that, I looked at my favorite Filipino vloggers. And originally, I figured to have maybe 7 or 8 vloggers featured, but a couple things happened. 2 of the vloggers that I reached out to kind of get their blessing, they backed out of, they declined to be involved in the project for their own reasons. I won't even get into that. So that cut it down to now what is my top 5. And I'll tell you who the top 5 is. But another person, one of the top 5, her name is Sharon Lapu-Lapu. She had a vlog earlier this month, and it was her top 5 Filipino vloggers. So I got the idea, hey, I have my own top 5. So then I'd already come up with I'll Tell You Who She Is. And then I got into my mind, hey, I think it would be good to have a video to go with this. So I've already produced the video. It's already done. And then I thought about Sharon's idea with the top 5. So then I said, let me come up with my own top 5. And those top 5 are featured in the video, and they're featured somewhat, the song is kind of about my relationship with them or my viewpoint of them. And those top 5, my top 5 is Rebuti. I'll just give you the name. Rebuti, number 1. Sharon Lapu Lapu, of course. Rowena, she's called Wing. She has a vlog called It's Wing. Junabel, who is known as Filipina Elated. And the fifth one is, I call her my lovey, Rika Del Socorro, who goes by the name of Filipina Petite. So those are your five: Rebeauty, Sharon, Rowena, Junabel, and Rika. Those are my top five. So I'm planning on highlighting them here with this project. And I have their blessing. I have been in communication with them off and on in some form or fashion or level for the past few weeks and months. So I feel pretty good about the project, and I hope, I don't say I hope, I know they're going to like it, and people that like them and love them are going to like it as well. Now, let me just hit this and quit it. The woman, the singular woman who really inspired me to write this particular song, by right, she should be my number one. She should be number one of all. But as the other two that I mentioned, she kind of declined. She declined to really be involved with me, period. So, she eliminated herself. So, but the person that you would expect, and I'm not going to say her name because she asked me not to say her name, but the person who you might expect would be the number one Filipino vlogger, she's not featured here because she didn't want to have anything to do with any personal thing with me or business. Okay, so that's why she's not here. I won't say her name because she asked me not to. But we're going to look at, this is the other kind of beautiful thing. And let me just say this, a quick shout out. And I don't care if you think it's controversial or not. Let me just say this. I love Sharon. Okay. And this is another thing about this project, the reason why it's going as it is. Before Sharon actually did a vlog today. And guess what the subject of the vlog was? Are Filipinas the prize, or are they the contestants? Now, I'm just looking at that. Are Filipinas the prize, or are they the contestants? I'm going to tell you how that relates to me and what I'm doing. For the last 2 days, and this is somehow inspired somewhat by Calvin's Sunshine Shoulders, there's an app that you can get where you can have a spin wheel on your Facebook. So what I did was I actually found an app, and I created a spin wheel. And on that spin wheel, I put the names of the top vloggers on there. Now, in this case, I told you who they were: Rebeauty, Sharon, Rowena, Junabel, and Rika. Now, I put a sixth name on here. I'll tell you who it is. It's Marianne. Marianne is actually known as Filipino Wanderer. I wanted her to be included in this particular project, but again, she declined respectfully. So no hard feelings about that. We may still do something together in the future. But I decided to put Marianne's name on there, I guess just for giggles, so to speak. Well, really not for giggles. I mean, really, I will tell you, anything that you see that I do now out here is GEECHEE Lion Music, GEECHEE Lion Entertainment, GEECHEE Lion, the person anyway, it will not be, it may look like it's a joke at some time, but I can just pretty much tell you it is not a joke. There's a reason behind it, or there's a justification. You may not know what it is, but I believe, trust me, there is one. So when you spin the wheel, one of the names will come up. So I'm figuring, okay, whatever name comes up, that's the winner. You know, usually when you have a spin wheel or roulette wheel, if your number comes up, you're the winner. So, for example, and I'll say this, the first day I spun it, Junibel's name came up. Okay, Junibel, Filipino elated, which I kind of almost wasn't surprised, but again, you only got 6 names. The second day I did it, I got Rika, Filipino petite. Now I have not spun the wheel today. I'll spin it after I get through with this vlog introduction to GEECHEE Lion Journey. And I plan on spinning this wheel once a day up until June 15th. And then I'm going to keep a tally of what name comes up, how many times each name comes up between now and June 15th. And of course, I'll announce the winner, or who got the most successful selections by the wheel, which, you know, is a totally random wheel, I guess. And that also relates to my music as well, because I put out a song last year called I'm Not a Gambler. And one part of the song is, once I spin the fortune wheel. That was one of the lines on that song, I'm Not a Gambler. So then that's another relation to what I'm doing. So it all ties in. So as I start my conclusion, I think about Minister Farrakhan. As I start, he would come up on the stage and say, in my conclusion. Because when he say conclusion, that means he going to go for another hour. I'm not going to do that. It may 15 minutes, maybe. But let me set up my next 5 vlogs. The next 5 vlogs are going to be dedicated to the top 5 Filipino vloggers, in my opinion. Let me make this disclaimer. This is my opinion, and really I'm presenting this, I would say, as entertainment form. It's purely for entertainment. At least that's what I'm going to say as a disclaimer. And I'm going to use and borrow some points here from my friend Sharon in her vlog today, tonight that I actually looked at it. It was a vlog. It was on maybe like 7 minutes. But within that time frame, she did this. She said, I'm going to give you 5 reasons that the Filipina is the prize. And then I'm going to give you 5 reasons that the foreigner is the prize. And these, of course, are the foreigners who is interested in getting together for whatever reason or whatever purpose with a Filipina, whether it be just a girlfriend, I don't know, maybe fun, but, mostly, a serious relationship, possibly even marriage, maybe having children, what have you. Retire, and then, of course, you had a retiring person. You have the person who's still in their career in America and they can only go there once a year or something. So then you have the LDR, the rise of the long distance relationship, which I think is a bunch of baloney. In the long run, I believe within, I would say, 6 months, you need to be seeing whoever you interested in face to face. That's what I think. So that's why sometimes when certain people have said that they have an LDR, and I'm saying, what kind of some bull crap? The guy's not even there, and you calling that relationship, but a lot of people do that. Like I say, I have my own biases and viewpoint against about that. I'm not getting into that. But Sharon, in her vlog, 5 reasons that the Filipino is the prize. Let me go ahead and kind of read and summarize what she said. Disappointed foreigners, I guess that have a disappointing existence here. They're sad, lonely, bummed out over this terrible world over here. We find solace and comfort in the Filipino. We find peace. And I can personally witness that during that there have been times in my career, in my journey, that there was a Filipino, there were Filipinos there who gave me personal, comfort or relief from what was ailing me. And I can say that without a shadow of a doubt that happened. So he said, disappointed foreigners find solace, peace, whatever, in the Filipino. That's why the Filipino is the prize. Reason number 1. Reason number 2, Filipino admires, serves, and respects, according to their tradition. This is just what they're raised up to do, to treat men like a king. For this reason, the Filipino is a prize, to be won by a foreigner. You can get that. Number 3, helps foreigners with transition to Filipino society. I'm certainly going to be leaning on Filipinos to help me transition from America to staying in the Philippines. Oh, definitely. So in that way, number 3, it would help a foreigner with transition to a new society. Number 4, they give you sex. And I guess they give you plenty of sex when you want it, where you want it, any way you want it. They give you sex. Now, Sharon said this, and she comes right on down to the nitty gritty. I love that about Sharon. They give you sex. And I can tell you, as someone who is not currently having sex and haven't had sex in a long time, believe me, Filipino will be quite a prize for someone such as I or other American or Westerners who are going through that. So, we had to be called, we called the derogatory term incels, which I had to explain to somebody. All it means is involuntary celibate. All these other things that you putting on it, it's just simply an abbreviation of a technical term. Number 4, they give you sex. Filipino is a prize. Number 5, they introduce you to family, their family and friends, and they make you feel welcome. They make you feel part of a family. A lot of men here, they don't feel like they're close to any family member. They may not have any friends or club or organization that they feel positive ties with. So that Filipino would help them integrate into a group or family over there in the Philippines. And for that reason, that's reason number 5, that Sharon says the Filipino is the prize, okay? And then she comes on the other side. She said 5 reasons that the foreigner is the prize. The foreigner who is seeking to be with a Filipino. Number 1, I think she used this term, the jackpot foreigner. To a poor Filipino, economically poor, whatever, poverty is, I guess, rampant in some places there. They get a foreigner, they feel that they've hit the jackpot, because relatively speaking, your average Westerner is going to be in a higher economic status, all right? So to a poor Filipino, a foreigner is a prize. Number 2, she says the foreigner is usually responsible and accountable for his actions. Yes, probably on balance, We probably are, but of course they're bad apples. Plenty of those over here, Pookie and Ray Ray being the example. But generally speaking, she's saying that the foreigner is usually responsible and accountable for their actions. So, if they deal with a woman and, she gets pregnant or whatever, she ain't got to worry about the guy running off. And she ain't got to worry about, he's not going to take care of the children and the bills and all that stuff. So that's reason number 2, Sharon says. Number 3, the foreigner brings security, change, and stability to that Filipino's life or existence. That foreigner is like a gateway to the future, a better future. So that's reason number 3. Number 4, that foreigner usually will bring, especially if it's an older foreigner, will bring that knowledge and experience, and they look at an American Westerner such as that as a problem solver that can take care of things. A good manager, a good home manager, protector, all that good stuff. And consider them as having like the complete package and the ultimate catch. That would be reason number 4 given by Sharon, that why the foreigner would be the prize. Number 5, she says, that foreigner will contribute to the family conditions and enhance, I guess, if he loves that Filipina, you would, love and have a high regard for her family and want to do for them just out of the goodness of his heart or his kindness that he may feel toward them, to help them out within limits, of course. Everybody is not a millionaire or whatever, but I would imagine if they have extra where they can comfortably help, I imagine they would. And I'm going to take this point right here. This is not alcohol, and I'm not going to show you the label. Looking at steam, if it's the smoke or steam, whatever the stuff comes out of that white, white smoke. My Lord. This is ginger beer. I'm not an alcohol drinker, but I was introduced to ginger beer a few years ago. And this is an alternative to alcohol. And I actually mentioned to Rebuti the other night that I'm going to try to have her some ginger beer sent to her, or either where she can go pick some up, because she's not an alcohol drinker either. But this is going to be my inaugural. Let's say, if you have a drink out there, I don't know, you have alcohol or you may just have water, you can lift your glass, lift your bottle right now, and in recognition of the beginning of the vlog series of GEECHEE Lion Journey. And we can have this drink, and whoever, you have somebody you want to dedicate this to, old Lang Syne or whoever it is, hey, let's go. Ginger beer. I ain't gonna say the name. It's several different brands. Serves 2 purposes. I've been talking, so then that'll kind of help me out. So I laid out for you. This is the setup for my next 5 vlogs in relationship to Sharon's reference to her top 5. Now I've come up with my top 5. In reference to Sharon's 5 reasons that the Filipino is the prize, the 5 reasons that the foreigner is the prize. And this was the name of her vlog. Check this out. Is the Filipino the prize or the contestant? So that made me think about my spin wheel. When you spin the wheel, whoever selected could be considered The prize. Okay, I spun the wheel, that name came up. That's the prize. But on the other hand, when that name come up on the spin wheel, maybe they're the contestant. What is a prize? A prize is something that people may, I don't want to say fight, but compete to get. Just like tonight, the Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat were competing for the prize being the trip to the admission to the NBA Finals. That was a prize that two competitors were trying to get, which would be the trip to the NBA Finals. The Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat were contestants. They were the contestants trying to get the prize. They weren't the prize. They were contesting to get the prize. So in this matter, when you say the Philippines is the prize, that means that the foreigners in this case is the contestant. The contests to fight, to vie for, to struggle for, to gain the prize, which would be the Filipino. That's where you would see it like that. Or is the American or is the Westerner, the foreigner, the prize? And in some cases, it's seen that way. And apparently, Sharon feels generally that the foreigner is the prize, and also certainly Calvin, let me mention him, Calvin Sunshine Shoulders would say the same thing, maybe for different reasons, that the foreigner is the prize and that the Filipinos are in competition to get the foreigner. And you've heard a lot of that. Those of you who have followed the vlogs have heard about, when a Westerner come over there, you can be married, you can have a girlfriend sitting right next to you, and the women will come up and just be boldly trying to flirt with your man, just boldly. And see, you got a girlfriend right there. They'll still come up and try to take your foreigner away. Take the foreigner away from another Filipino, because they see the Westerner as the prize. And the Filipinos, in that case, are the contestants. All right? So what I'm going to do, and you talking about controversy. Maybe it's controversy. But I'm going to do this, again, strictly for entertainment purposes. I'm going to take the number 5 that we've been talking about, the top 5. The top 5 reasons, the top 5 prizes, the top 5 contestants. My next 5 vlogs, the subject matter will be the reason, or the reasons, why a foreigner such as I would want to pursue for a serious relationship, which may lead to marriage or having children or anything in that realm. Why would I pursue Rebuti? Why would I pursue Sharon? Why would I pursue Rowena? Why would someone like me pursue Junibel? And why would someone like me pursue Rika? Now, the context of this can only be this. I am who I am. Again, I'm a 63-year-old American. I'm about to retire. So I will be one of those retirees, expats, mainly depending on Social Security for that steady income, even though I probably have some other things going on, as you know, or as you soon gonna know with GEECHEE Lion Music, which I'll get into that later. But I'm looking to be in the Philippines this fall. 63. I have no girlfriend. Of course, I'm divorced. I have no relationship with any woman right now. I'm totally free and single and willing to mingle, as they like to say. And I am who I am. I'll be a retired, accountant. I'm on my last job right now. I'm an accountant. But I'm ready to give that up very shortly here. So this is a case that you're going to know about me. This will not be an LDR situation. I'm going to be boots on the ground in the Philippines. Don't know where I'm going to settle yet. I'm just plan on landing in Cebu. And then you have to see between now and then what my itinerary may be after I get there. But these are going to be the subject of my next 5 vlogs. Why would I court Rebuti? Why would I court Sharon? Why would I court Rowena? Why would I court Junabel? Why would I court Rico? So get ready for it. Get ready for it. That's it. This is GEECHEE Lion. And this is my journey. GEECHEE Lion's journey. And I like to leave you with the greeting words of peace. Peace be unto you. Thank you.